DFTV going live right now worldwide.
All right.
MasterCard, of course, this is not the first time you've sponsored cricket, but it's different because it's in America. Why? Why didn't you think? I mean, you guys are credit cards. You analyze everything.
See, firstly, while we are a company, we're not a credit card company. We are a technology company to start with, and we are all about being a lifestyle brand and an experiential brand. So what we try to do is to connect with people where their passions are there. Sports is one of the biggest areas of passion across the world, and we have nearly 1.6 billion consumers around the world. And so in the sports category, we are there in golf or in baseball or in basketball. Every single sport, we are fairly big. I'm just coming back from the Rugby World Cup, for example. Cricket is one opportunity, I think, in the context of US, is waiting to be exploited. It's a brilliant opportunity. Today, you go to any ground over the weekend, you find that lots of kids are playing cricket today. Okay, and so at the grassroots level, there is already a movement and momentum. And then when I got a call from Sachin Tendulkar and Shane Warne saying that we are trying to put this together, will MasterCard do it? It almost seemed unreal, too good to be true. And when they said these are the kind of people who are going to be there, I said, wow, this is going to be absolutely astounding. Like somebody said before, just when Beckham had come to the US, you could see the rise in the ratings for soccer and how it got accepted. In the same way, we are hoping that the same thing will happen in cricket, and we want to be there earlier on in the game to connect with consumers. Now,
let me just stop you there, sir. This is a thought that we've been discussing, debating, arguing. Absolutely brilliant point that when Beckham came, the soccer got popular. But America is surrounded by Spanish countries, Latino countries. They already have a very big influence of soccer. I mean, if you go to a Spanish Latino club or a bar, there are major fights just because of the soccer. Cricket, this is like the last frontier for us, America, because yes, there is Indian majority here, there's Pakistani majority here, Bangladeshis, West Indian, Guyanese, but I mean, it's not like, Indian language is the second language of America. So that's where my hesitant, I mean, I hate to be like this, but a lot of people, they're like, it's really brilliant, but I don't know. What's your personal opinion?
See, today, if you look at the number of fans of cricket in the US, it's not a small number. It's, depending on the survey, it's between 10 and 15 million people, which is not small to start with. The second thing is, there have not been any opportunity in an organized fashion for cricket in this country. And now that's beginning to take shape. Like, I got one of my nephews. He's actually now playing in various tournaments. Every weekend I call him. He says, I'm being invited to go to this particular place in Minneapolis, in Atlanta, all over the place. And I said, how are you funding yourself? He said, no, they are paying me. So it's amazing how cricket is actually taking shape very silently. It is actually materializing here. Now, from our perspective, while the matches might physically happen here, we try to do it on a global scale. So if the match is happening here, simultaneously we are engaging consumers from around the world. And this whole campaign we are running around the All-Stars Cricket, we have run a campaign with Sachin Tendulkar in India. And we had a huge response. It actually broke all the records in India for us. So you might say that this match is happening in US, why will Indians care? But they do. Same thing we are running in Australia, in New Zealand, in South Africa, around the world, UK, etc. Even in the midst of Rugby World Cup, which is right now happening which happened in the UK just as of last week, we had a terrific response to this, even from the UK. Okay, and I'll also take an example from rugby. Now, the same logic holds for rugby too in the US. But the US has already now produced a team for rugby, and they participated successfully in the Rugby World Cup in London. So from that perspective, we feel that there is an opportunity out here. And with the names particularly of the players who are behind it, and it's not like they have become old and senile. These people are still in their youth and prime. They're pretty fit, and I think they will generate a lot of excitement. The sport is going to be very competitive. I think it will work very well.
So we should be hopeful.
Absolutely, I believe so.
What is the message you want to give to the youngsters who are hopeful in America that someday we might be playing in Cricket All-Stars? What do you want to tell them?
Right, I would say to the youngsters, firstly, this is a phenomenal opportunity that people would give in other countries an armed elect to be a part of. Take advantage of it, watch the sport, visit the place, and if you have a MasterCard card, we would actually give you priceless surprises. So have fun, guys.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Raja from MasterCard, thank you so much for talking to us. Appreciate it. Wonderful. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Stay tuned in. We are live on DFTV. Well, we are live on DFTV, and who better than Mr. Simmons to bring you? Mr. Simmons, there are like around 5 million viewers watching you right now worldwide. First of all, a generic question: how does it feel to be in New York, not just visiting but playing cricket?
Yeah, good. I've never been to New York before, so it's a bit of wow factor for me. You know, it's a massive city. It's the biggest city I've ever been to. So excited to be here, and there's some definite excitement amongst the group of players. The boys are, you know, caught up with each other, and I think we're going to see some good cricket. You know, I think you'll see some competitive cricket. You know, proud men. I mean, we're not as young as we used to be, but it'll be good to get out there and just see how things unfold and try and do some good with the game, you know, and get it out there here in America, and hopefully we can. So we've got some coaching and that we're going to do, and get out and see a few kids. Be interesting to see how they take to the game as well.
One last question. I know you have to run. How much do you think there's a possibility that cricket will survive? The Cricket All-Stars, it's a noble gesture. We love it. But there are people who are skeptical as well. As a journalist, I have to ask you that question. Do you think we should be hopeful that this will grow and a lot of talent that is here will get a chance someday to play with you guys, Cricket All-Stars?
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's one of those things. If the people support it, it'll be a good thing. We're definitely not trying to compete with anyone or pinch anything off anyone. We just want to come here and enjoy the game, try and put it out there, get it into the communities and into young people and the kids, and just see how it goes from there. And hopefully people come down and watch the game, and they watch it and they are fascinated by it, even in the smallest way. And they think, oh, we'd like some more of that, and then hopefully we can come back and do it again. And then down the track, you know, Sachin and Shane talked about, you know, one day the USA having a team in the World Cup, which is very possible. We've seen USA playing the Rugby World Cup recently, so all these things are possible, and we're just trying to do our little bit to try and promote it.
I wish you all the best, sir.
Thank you very much.
I'll see you on the game day. Good luck.
Thank you very much. Thanks.